I think what will kind of differentiate the most successful cultural destinations in the future is really a focus on particularity, a particularity of kind of mission, real clarity about what they are trying to achieve. And I think it's going to be more and more experience driven. I think people to kind of engage with an institution, they need to kind of experience it. And I think that's going to be one of the kind of main drivers of not just viewing, but participatory engagement with the institution, which I think is going to be absolutely kind of critical. I think that I think one of the patterns I think we might begin to see is kind of revealing more behind the curtain. So how does the institution actually operate? It's no longer this hands-off kind of palace with which you then reverentially visit and then leave. It's something much more inclusive, and for you to understand what goes on behind the scenes and expose what goes on behind the scenes. So it's much more participatory, as well as viewing the art, or it might be dance or music or any other medium. But it's actually understanding how that is produced, why it's produced, and who is involved in producing it. And that will add the richness to the experience, which will then kind of collectively create more powerful institutions in themselves. I think the final element that I think we'll see, which is already beginning to happen, but I think will be emerging ever stronger, is the outreach of that institution beyond just the physical. I think this is obviously a pattern that we've seen in all sorts of different realms, but within institutions particularly that really require that connectivity and the knowledge of the institution before you visit, that outreach is going to be critical, so you really understand that message, which then draws you to engage much more. So I think cultural institutions, almost more than any other kind of area, will need to have that outreach, and I think we'll see more of that.
Yeah, and I think just picking up on the experiential, I think what we mustn't also do as museums progress and evolve is not lose track of what makes it a really cool place to hang out as well. And I think
an informality to that.
Yeah, you want to just go and hang out there for a period of time. You want to go and hang out there for half a day. It's not just going in single-minded. You want to be able to go and do the academic thing if you want to, but you want to just be able to go and sit down on a bench and watch the world go by for 3 hours, and all of a sudden 3 hours is gone and you've just had an incredible day.
It's much less precious, I think will be a pattern, which I think is an extremely good thing, because it's removing some of the elitist, traditional elitist leanings of some institutions, and I think that's a really good thing.